Alrighty, in this juicy video today, we are going to be recreating GymShark's email strategy from scratch to add $1 million in annual revenue to their brand. Million on the short end. We're going to be adding ideally 8 figures here is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be recreating everything from scratch, the exact funnel that we would build, the systems that we would run, and you'll be able to apply it to your brand. And I use Gymshark because it's a great example, and everybody knows Gymshark, and all the references I'm making, you'll be able to understand. So why you should watch this video. These are the exact strategies that we've used to generate $20 million for clients. I'm going to show you exactly what we'd improve with Gymshark, who you'd think they're perfect, but there's a lot of stuff that they can optimize. And especially when you're at this high level, you're doing hundreds of millions of dollars, little 1% differences will be the differences between hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm showing you exactly what I'd improve and why, and then you can copy and paste these strategies and walkthroughs for your brand exactly. And more importantly, you're going to learn the principles of what a sound email strategy is that can generate 40 to 50% of your total store revenue. Yes, 40 to 50%. That's what the majority of our clients are seeing from email. So this is me, founder of Wellcopy. If you want my stuff, there you can have it. So this is the funnel that we are going to be building for Gymshark and the systems we are going to be building. So we're going to be covering all of this today. So grab some popcorn, whatever you want to do to get yourself prepared for a juicy video. So first, what we're going to talk about is probably the lowest hanging fruit for almost all e-com brands, and that is their sign-up forms. So that is this section up here, talking about sign-up pages, general pop-up forms, general email sign-up embeds, and then post-purchase email sign-ups. That is what we are going over. Just to give you like an overall sense of this funnel, we have attention capture, so running traffic of some type, getting you to site traffic. Sometimes the lead will purchase. If they do, you get a post-purchase email sign-up. Sometimes they'll leave and you have to recapture these people. But some of these people will enter into your sign-up forms, which are these. We want to maximize the amount of people that are entering these forms, whether they visit the site and then leave, or if they visit the site and purchase. And then, of course, this leads to email sign-ups or email list membership. So that is what we're talking about right off the bat. So first, pop-up forms. Pop-up forms allow you to capture the email address of your website traffic that you've paid so much to acquire. You've paid for the site traffic. Why are you just going to let them leave so easy? Without forms, people will just leave your site, and then you're forced to pay up again to bring them back. You're lucky if you have a 2x to 3x ROAS, but if you cut these people and you're able to capture a lot of them, they go here, and then in the back end, you can have a 10x ROAS. So our goal is to achieve a 6 to 12% opt-in rate across mobile and desktop. And just like because people just aren't ready to buy when they visit your site. That's why a lot of these people are going to leave. That's why conversion rates are only 2% or so on e-commerce stores and dropping. It's because there are a lot of competitors out there and they like to visit sites, check them out. So if you don't have a pop-up form to gather their information and at least like nurture them into a purchase, they're just going to leave and never come back. So that is pop-up forms. And to show you like the importance, here's some numbers that we have done for a client. It's a real example, taking their pop-up conversion rate from 2.5% to 8.75%. So industry average is around 2.5%. We took it to 8.75. And we didn't touch any of their emails. But just from improving the opt-in rate, their welcome flow revenue was doing $7,000 a month, and it immediately went to $25,000 a month. You can see right here what the welcome flow revenue was like for the 4 months prior, around $7,000, first month, $25K. Direct 3.5x in pop-up conversion rate to a 3.5x in monthly welcome flow revenue. Pretty ridiculous how that works. You can see these were the averages of average order value before, monthly site visitors, the same, and all that changed was form conversion rate. And so you get a lot more email subscribes and, of course, a lot more revenue if more people are seeing your emails and entering your flow. So let's talk about Gymshark's pop-up form. This is their pop-up. They do not even have a mobile pop-up, which is very interesting. But let's first talk about this desktop. This is the only one that you receive. You can see 10% off your next order when you sign up for email and SMS. And it's choose a gender, email address, and then continue or no thanks. So you might be thinking, okay, this is a solid pop-up form. But I'm thinking this is probably converting at maybe 2%. Maybe 2%, we want to be at like the 8% range. I mean, this could be at like 3 to 4%, just depends on the audience. But I can tell you for a fact that this is not converting at the peak that we want at around 8%. And I'm going to be showing you why and then what I would change. So these are like improvements and problems. So the first problem is that it fired instantly upon page load. So We don't want to do that. We want to change this to a 6 to 12 second trigger so that right when somebody visits the site, they're not just getting bombarded with a pop-up form for 10% off when they haven't even shopped items or like found something or even want to be in the brand. It's just going to hurt the customer experience, and it's a little bit too intrusive. So we want to set a delay of 6 to 12 seconds that's going to convert the best. The second is it says you have to sign up, or it implies that you have to sign up for both email and SMS. So I'll go back to that in a second. So what we want to do is, instead of like showing to somebody you have to sign up for both email and SMS to get your discount, we want to give the impression that you're going to get the code right after entering your email. So just to kind of show what I mean, when you say continue, like 10% off, continue, now the person's like, ah, shoot, there's more, I have to continue, rather than having the call to action be something like unlock now. Or in this, it says get 10% off when you sign up for email and SMS. So this person knows, damn, I'm going to have to enter my phone number after this. Why would you do that? That's going to increase churn, and people are going to be more upset right off the bat, rather than saying take 10% off your order and then just have the email address right there. And then it's unlock now. And then the next step is you're almost there, just enter your SMS. That's going to convert a lot better because there's less upfront work for the person, perceived upfront work. So that is a major one. Going back, so one thing also, a major problem, is asking for the gender and email all in one step. So the more stuff you have in one step, the more churn that's going to happen. So instead, we really don't even want to ask for gender. We don't, because there are a lot of ways around that. And asking for more stuff, like even something as simple as asking for gender that fast, is going to increase a ton of churn and decrease your conversion rate of your form. So what we want to do is we only want to ask for the email, and then rather than using the gender feature, we want to use Klaviyo's predicted gender feature to acquire the gender of the recipient. So rather than using choose gender and this person like, I got to fill out like multiple steps, like it's crazy how much big of a difference this makes, but we want to make it as simple as possible. Every little fraction of a second extra work for somebody is going to increase churn. So we want to remove that. And Klaviyo has a predicted gender feature. So it'll go like guessing like their name and then based off their activity. And then also you can create segments inside of Klaviyo. Like you can just create a segment of anybody who's viewed like 2 or more female products of all time. And then you can also create one of like anybody who's viewed male at all time. They haven't viewed female. And then those can be like your segments that work really well and probably are just as effective. So those are those 3. And then another one is has an X in the corner that people will auto-click. I'll go up in a second. But what we want to do is we want to remove the X and then only use the no thanks button. So people are so conditioned with pop-up forms. When a pop-up form comes up, they're just going to automatically you just go to that. Like I find myself doing it if I'm scrolling on my phone, I go on a website, I see a pop-up, my thumb is automatically going to the top right corner for an X. So you don't even give people the chance to read your discount. So you want to force them to read it. And so we want to remove this or just make it transparent, make it like a black one so it mixes in with the background. And this to say, no thanks. And that's the only way to close the form. That's the best way to do it. And we see this have almost like near double in conversions because it forces people to be like, I'm actually saying no to 10% off. And so nobody wants to do that. And so that's an easy way automatically to increase the form right off the bat. And then there's no mobile pop-up form. I tried many different devices. That's a lie. I tried 2 different devices. And then I tried a couple different browsers and no pop-up forms came up. Maybe it's something with me, but I don't think it is. And I looked everywhere and there were no mobile pop-ups. So the thing is, mobile, you are getting 3 to 4 times more people. Like, why would you only have it on desktop when everybody coming to your site is on mobile? It's just, you're wasting all this signups and all this revenue. And so I want to talk about the designs that I put together for both mobile and desktop. So taking everything into account here, adding mobile, taking away the X, removing gender, making it less obvious that it's email and SMS right off the bat, and then taking off the instantly page load. This is what we came up with. So you can see just how simple this pop-up form is. And I have a full guide on pop-up forms if you want it. You can have it, hour-long training of pop-up forms, but this is really as simple as you want it. As simple as take this discount. There's no any extra BS of you have to sign up for email and SMS, get exclusive updates. We're actually going to send you content that you want. All of that is just, nobody cares. When people sign up for an email list, they know what they're getting when they sign up for an email list. We just want to make it super clear. You get this discount. That's all they care about. We don't need to tell them you're going to get exclusive content, you're going to get email you actually receive. That's just going to increase churn because people are like, right when their zombie brain sees the pop-up form, it's like, so many words, I'm going to exit out. So we want to make it super simple. And you'll also notice this step here, which we added. So rather than going straight to the email, what we do is we use a micro commit, which is kind of adding on to the forcing somebody to like see your discount. And so rather than going straight to the email, right when this comes up and somebody's like, oh my goodness, I have to enter my email and that's extra work, we're actually introducing a step that says, do you want 10% off? Yes or no? What do you think they're going to do? All they have to do is click this button. But the thing is, right when they click that button, they're much more likely to click this since it's very low barrier to entry. About like 40% of people will actually click this. It's much more likely that they then enter their email because it's commitment bias. It's human nature. Once you start something, you're way more likely to finish it. And so what we're doing is we're optimizing for more opt-ins right here so that we get more people to be like, ah, shit, well, might as well. I already came this far, rather than doing this. Super effective, and so we're going to want to test that on mobile. You can see just how simple this is. The regular font, make the discount right in your face, no extra BS. That's all you want. And it's not taking up the full screen, and there's no X in the corner, and we're doing a 6 to 12 second page load trigger. So that is mobile. It's going to be super simple, and then you can just have this same layout, but for SMS right after. So let's talk about desktop now. Same sort of deal, doing the same thing, except cutting out all the BS, and it's just want 10% off your first order, claim or no. And then this is just what the second step looks like. Again, very large discount. This is all we need. Very similar to mobile, except now we have room to fit a picture. You'll notice we didn't fit a picture on mobile because mobile's going to have a hard time loading pictures, for one. It's going to take a lot longer for the form to like load in, which we don't want it to be choppy. And then also, you don't have room for a photo. Like if you have a pop-up that's like this big, you don't have room for a photo. The only way you can do a photo is if you have a backdrop, and then that just like makes your words harder to read. And then it makes the form load in slower and look laggy. And so we've always found that it's best to just keep it as simple as possible. Brand the font, the colors, and the logo. Everything else, just keep it super simple. And that's going to work the best. So just a strong photo, no X in the corner. This is everything that you need. This is going to convert a lot better. And one thing that we would like to do that I think would hit well with the audience is trying a mystery discount. We've seen this work well for some clients, and it really just depends on the audience, where rather than just telling them straight up 10% off, getting a little bit of intrigue and being, you've got a mystery discount. So that would be one thing that we'd like to test right off the bat, and then you have unlock now. So testing this first step being a mystery discount, and then the next step saying 10% off. But then we want to test another version on top of that where it's a mystery discount. You've got a mystery discount, and then unlock your mystery discount and then enter the email to where they have to open the email once they receive it to get their mystery discount. So lots of fun stuff that you can do. We've seen this perform better for a number of clients, and so we'd like to test it out here. We think they kind of fit the demographic of like a brand where this could work. So those are the pop-up forms that we put together, a 6 to 12 second trigger upon page load, so it's not going instantly. These are like really strong layouts that I highly recommend that you use. Moving on to a different type of email signup, we have checkout page email signups. So this is just a simple checkbox at checkout, which will sign up someone's email address for receiving marketing after they purchase. So we can see here, this is like a checkout page. I just went to a random site, and you can see like contact information under the email. You just have this checkbox that says, keep me up to date on news and offers, some sort of marketing checkbox, super easy. GymShark does not currently have this. And this is such a low-hanging fruit that takes 5 minutes to set up on Shopify. There's a blog here for you to follow. So we want this to be auto-checked so that somebody will automatically be added to the list if they make a purchase. These people know, like, and trust you already. And so these are your highest value email members, and you're just letting them slip by not getting them on your email list so you can continue to market to them. And they're not going to be mad because they just bought from you. Like especially if you have a post-purchase like thank you email, and then you're getting them excited about their order, giving them like shipping updates. This type of stuff works really well, and has like an 80% hit rate if you have this automatically checked at checkout, which you should. And a lot of people are going to join the email list, and so you're always growing your list without even realizing, with people who know, like, and trust you. Definitely want that implemented. GymShark needs this. They do not have it set up. Next, sign-up pages are the different kind of pop-up forms that we also want to build out for them. So sign-up pages are the full pages that you can link on like in your site or on socials. They're great to have in like your website footer and social media bios as well. Just a link that'll be like sign up for email list. GymShark's current page is solid. They have one, but it's not high converting. So this is what they have. I've like X'd out some stuff, which we will touch on in a second. But as mentioned with pop-ups, we want to remove all irrelevant info and anything that is going to hurt conversions. So what we would do with this sign up page that Gymshark has is they're asking for everything. They're asking email address, what's your first name, what's your last name, what's your gender, what's your birthday, what's your social security number, what's your credit card number. Like nobody's going to fill all this out. They're going to go to this page and be like, I don't have time for this. And they're going to go about their day. Like that's just way too much. And so people are just going to churn. The gender is optional, but I would recommend removing it. And then also it's like, this isn't a strong offer. Hey, want emails you actually read. The person has to dig to find 10% off. All people care about is money. Like newsflash. All people care about is money. So we just want to make this super blaringly obvious. 10% off your first order. Like this stuff is not needed because guess what? It is implied. People aren't idiots. They know what's happening when they're signing up for an email list. They know they're going to get product drops and events and exclusive content. Like it's just unnecessary. All people care about is the discount, in my experience. So that's what we'd want to do. We'd want to make 10% off the biggest feature of the email rather than just a small aspect of it. And then we just want to make sure that all we're asking for is like email address, ideally. That's what I'd recommend for sign-up pages. And kind of similar to that, another type of email sign-up, and the last one is general sign-up embeds. So sign-up embeds are just email address sign-ups built inside other pages. So usually like your footer or somewhere on your homepage. These are just easy ways to get quick sign-ups and random people added in. And Gymshark does not have one in their footer or homepage. Footer is going to be my favorite, including something like right here. Just automatically when someone gets to the bottom of your page, you have this. Or like halfway down your page, you can have like a little slice like this. Get 10% off your first order in Gymshark's case. Another super easy low-hanging fruit. Alrighty, we have just finished the sign-up forms. We have the pop-up forms, the post-purchase sign-ups, we have sign-up pages, and then we have general sign-up embeds. These are all things that we need to get implemented and fixed up for Gymshark. And that is going to lead us into the funnel. Pop-up forms are the top of the funnel, getting people to the email list, and that leads us to the automated flow strategy. So with our actual emails, this is all email content. None of this is email. These are like pop-up forms, social media, and then this is like traffic. All of our emails are right here, and half of our emails are going to be automated flows, and half are going to be campaigns that we're physically sending to the list. So this is what we're going to be talking about in this section, the automated flow strategy. So what are flows? Just as a refresher, if you don't know, flows are the automated emails that get sent to a customer after they complete a specified action. Things like joining the email list, abandoning an item that they added to checkout, or making a purchase. If somebody were to complete one of those actions, they'll get triggered into an automation where they're receiving these certain emails. Flows allow us to automate the customer journey and then send high converting emails, reminders, cross-sells, and relevant information to the customer. And they should make up around 50% of your total email revenue, with the other 50% coming from campaigns. So flows are powerful because you get to automate 50% of your total email revenue. And so definitely want to spend a lot of time on flows, and they are going to be high converting. So these are the flows that we want to set up. There are 9 here. These are the main flows, and the main ones that we want are the abandonments and the welcome flow. But I can just briefly run through this, but I'm not going to go too much in depth because we're going to go through an exercise, me building out all the flows for Gymshark here in a second. But the flows that we want to set up, we have the names here: welcome flow, site abandon flow, browse abandon flow, cart abandon, checkout abandon, post-purchase, win-back, and sunset. So let's go through some of the triggers. We don't need to go through the Klaviyo filters because it's a little bit more technical, and this is what you set up in Klaviyo to make sure that people who aren't qualified don't enter. But we'll talk about like the welcome flow, for example. Triggers just when somebody joins your list, they're going to enter these emails. And then the filter will kick someone out if somebody makes a purchase inside of the flow. They're not going to receive the remainder of the emails. It's the welcome flow. Then we have the website abandon flow. So if somebody visits the site and then leaves, and our filter is anybody who like views a product or adds to cart, they're going to get removed from this flow because they're going to enter something like the browse abandon flow, which is a little bit farther down the funnel. It's somebody views a product and then leaves, but they don't add to cart and they don't go to checkout. And then we have cart and checkout abandon, which are very similar. This is someone goes to cart and then leaves, and this is someone who goes to checkout and leaves. So most of the brands that I audit don't have a cart abandon flow, which is ridiculous because most people will be abandoning their cart, super high converting. And this is because Klaviyo and these different email platforms, they don't automatically have a cart abandon event. You have to physically go inside your Shopify and add the cart abandon event. We've seen this add $30,000 a month for clients just by getting this added. So if you have questions with it, let me know. I have a cart abandon video on my YouTube channel, and it tells you exactly how to do this. But cart abandon, checkout abandon, and then post-purchase, somebody makes a purchase, thanking them, cross-sell, upsell, whatever you need to do. And then win back, somebody hasn't purchased in like 2 months, 3 months, whatever your conversion window is. That's going to be the flow that will remind people to come back. And then we have the sunset flow, which is going to be an auto list cleaner, which is somebody who's like inactive. They haven't been on the email list for 120 days, or they haven't opened an email in 120 days. So these are the flows. So we are going to actually be making these for Gymshark Live. I'm going to take this to another platform, and we're going to get to creating all of these emails. Alrighty, so here we are in good old Figma. This is just a place where I like to map out all of our flows, and this is like our base flow diagram that we are going to be building for Gymshark. So this is going to be available for you if you want this. It'll be in the description if you want to be able to copy this. It'll be in the description of this video. This is just like a base outline of all of our flows and what we want to be sending in all of our flows. We just kind of need to fill in the blanks here for Gymshark and put in like some custom content. So just to refresh, we have the welcome flow, somebody who joins the list and then leaves. We have the site abandon flow, if somebody's active on site and then leaves and they don't browse an item or anything. The browse abandon flow, somebody views an item and leaves. We have the cart and checkout abandon flow. Somebody who goes to cart, goes to checkout, and leaves. So these are different events. They're different triggers. One is added to cart, and then the other is checkout started. But we're going to have the same email content because they're pretty much the same. Then we have the post-purchase flow, and then we have the win-back flow, and then the sunset flow. So these are the flows that we are going to be doing for Gymshark and customizing this strategy for them. So for this first email, we're going to do welcome plus discount. So we're going to do welcome to the Gymshark team, and then 10% off, reminder, and then we're also going to subtly promote seasonal items. So that's probably going to be our best bet because I noticed that Gymshark, they play a lot into like seasonality and like summer cutting, winter bulking, and then having the right apparel for that. So we're going to play into that, and every few months we're going to update this with the seasonal items. So like right now it's May, so probably have spring, and then we're about to transition into summer items. We might even be doing summer items right now, so we need to update this email. So content of the email, just a simple welcome. Here's your 10% off, actually not a reminder, 10% off coupon, delivering the coupon, and then promote the seasonal items. And then we're going to wait 1 day, and then we're going to do has recipient opened an email overall time. This is going to be a split we set up in Klaviyo. If somebody didn't open this email, we're just going to resend it to them with a different subject line and preview text. So that's what we're going to do. Email 2, I usually like to do a brand story just to add a little bit of background to the brand and make it more personal rather than just this big corporate-y brand. So Gymshark is this actually massive, massive, massive company, but they still can give off that small feel. So their founder is open about a story. So I want to do a brand story email plus promote podcast with founder. There are a ton of podcasts with the founder. I think that this is a great way to get like the customer base to get to know you. Barely anybody's going to listen to the podcast, but it's a great like social proof, like our founder's been on a podcast, things like that. And then just have a note from the founder. So we're going to change this from a brand story email to a note from founder. Being like, hey, it's crazy how this business I started in my college dorm room has turned to this, true story. And blah, 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 PS, like here's podcast, don't remember. Also, remember to use your discount code. So that's what we're doing. We're going to wait 1 day. Again, you can change these time delays to 2 days if you like. I usually like to do 1 day just to be a little bit more aggressive. Email 3, we're just going to do a simple bestsellers promo, but let's actually do this to seasonal bestsellers promo. So we're going to have to change this every season. Seasonal bestsellers promo is going to be a good email 3 because at that point the person got the discount, they got to know the brand a little bit with the founder, they feel a little bit more personally attached, and then now let's hit them with the bestsellers promo. And then of course, coupon reminder is also what we're going to do in that third email. And you'll see here, this is just a Klaviyo technicality thing that we want, is if a recipient has never opened an email, so we're going to ask, has the recipient opened an email over all time? If they haven't, we're going to kick them from the flow, because at that point, they've received 4 emails over 4 days. If they haven't opened an email right after joining the list, they're probably never going to open an email, and they're just going to hurt our deliverability if we keep sending them. So we're just going to kick them from the flow. And then that'll take us to email 4, which is just a straight direct email reminder of a coupon plus some reviews. So let's say coupon expiring. Let's make it a little bit more urgent. Coupon expiring, and then we'll have some brand reviews, and that'll be a good email 4, which we'll just pull from the site. So that's good. And now at the back of the flow, doing 2 days. So email 5, we like to always do an us versus them or brand unique selling propositions email. So I don't think us versus them would necessarily fit too well for Gymshark. I feel like they're kind of like in a world of their own. They don't really have to compare themselves to other people. So we're going to change this to brand unique selling propositions, which are USPs. So we're going to do brand USPs. And we're going to focus on have it be influencer. I think the influencers are a big pull to the brand because they have all these influencers on board with them. So we're going to do influencer highlights, or popular influencers who support Gymshark. We're going to just talk about the popular influencers and then the quality of the products, some unique selling propositions. But the main thing about the email is going to be, we have all these awesome influencers. Have you seen them? They're great. So that's what we're going to do. 2 days later, we're going to hit them again with testimonials. We're going to make this one customer testimonials based and just show how many 5-star reviews they have. It's ridiculous. So that's email 6, just purely getting these people on the email list to be like, okay, I trust this brand. So I like that. Wait 2 days. Email 7, a last chance email. I like it. Last chance discount. And then we're going to add risk reversals, so things like free shipping, things like you can return your orders, whatever it is, something to reverse risk for people. You could do things like Afterpay. If you have payment plans, payment processors that allow that, then that would be a great thing to include in email 7 as last chance. And then email 8, this is a text-based email, which I always like to do at the end of our welcome flow and to make things personal. Text-based emails absolutely crush for us consistently for clients. They are just emails that don't have any graphics. They don't have any design. It's just from the founder. We're just going to say like, everything okay. Everything okay. Hit up our support team. P.S. I kept your discount live for another 24 hours. And that's going to be a great way to end the flow. If people have questions, they can go to the support team. Hopefully you have a great support team. And then also remind them of the discount. This is going to do really well. That little personal touch is going to get people over the edge. Next, we have the site abandon flow, which typically we just do 1 email. You could also make it 2. So we have email 1, need a helping hand. That's all we do. You're going to want to test the different delays, time delays. You can test like 1 hour versus 4 hours versus like 8 hours, whatever you want to do, whatever you think makes sense. Like go in your customer's mind. If somebody goes to the site and then leaves, when's a good time to hit them? Usually 4 hours is what we see. We're just going to send an email being like, need a helping hand. I think probably best to do, here are our best sellers. So actually, what I think would be super effective here is we're going to do a split. We're going to split by predicted gender of this person. So we're going to wait 4 hours. And if somebody is predicted to be female, we're going to send them a female-based email. Split by predicted gender. We're going to do this with segments on Klaviyo, and we're going to do this with Klaviyo's predicted gender feature. So we're just going to create a segment that says somebody's predicted gender is female, and then a segment that somebody's predicted gender is male. And then we're going to take, and then we're just going to split here by the different genders. Unfortunately, if people said they are other for their gender, I don't think we'll have an email for them. Maybe we can, we could create a general one if we want. But for now, just for simplicity of this video, we're going to do male versus female. Male versus female. Here, need a helping hand. Here are our men's best sellers. And then here are our women's best sellers. Extend that down, and perfect. that is all we need for the site abandoned flow. We're just going to split and give them custom content based on if they are a male or a female. We're just going to say, hey, notice you were on our site, but you didn't find something. Here are some of our best sellers. And this is going to be a great way to re-engage those people. Next, let's go to the browse abandoned flow, which is the trigger. Somebody views an item and then leaves. So here's what we have as a base. We have email 1, email 2, email 3. We're splitting by product, and then we have some urgency here. This is actually email 4. So let's do this. We have to think about when somebody browses an item, why didn't they buy? Maybe they didn't find the product they wanted. Maybe they didn't like the price. There are a lot of different objections they could have. Maybe they don't have the money right now. Maybe they were just curious. Whatever it may be, we want to overcome those objections. So what we're going to do right off the bat, we're going to do email 1, nudge plus recommended items. I think just really easy for your first email. You just be like, you left this item behind, and then dynamic show what product they left behind. That little nudge will get a lot of people to purchase. But maybe they didn't like that item. So we're going to recommend them other items. So what we're going to do is we are going to do Klaviyo's recommended items feature. It's pretty good it'll just based off, it'll look at a profile's customer history. What products have they viewed in the past? What are they interested in? What else would they be interested in? And we're just going to include like 3 to 4 products to try to get people there. And then we'll have a button that says browse all our items or keep browsing in case they don't want that item. But that's going to be email 1. Keep it pretty simple. Nudge plus recommended items. Now we're going to wait a day and send another email. But this time, let's try to overcome like any objection on like, are these people legit? What's the pricing? Things like that. So let's do reminder plus risk reversals. And we're going to focus on free ship, returns, and payment process or payment plans because they offer that. We're going to include that all in one email and just overcome those one by one, being like, hey, reminder you left this behind. We have free shipping on this many orders. We offer returns within 30 days, and if you want to split your order, you can do so with this payment plan. And so that's going to be a great way to get people over the edge as well. And that is the focus of email 2, overcoming those objections. And now we're going to split by product viewed. And we're going to give product specific information. So I'm going to check out their site right now and see what kind of splits we want to do. So for this one, they have a ton of different categories, but we're going to simplify it a little bit. Let's just add a ton of different ones here. We're going to do just the main products categories that they get the most, and then we're going to have a general form. So the different ones that they have, probably one that we want to have is men's tops, because the reason that we want to do this is we want to give people custom content based on what they viewed and give them information specific to that. If somebody browsed some pants, we don't want to give them pictures of people in shirts. We want to give them different stuff. So we're going to start off with male tops info plus photo gallery, and we want to include copy of just like, this is the best like pump shirt, whatever it may be, and it's going to be any item that is like a tank top or a lifting shirt at all for males. And we're going to do the same thing for female products there, and then same sort of deal for some other products. We're just going to do women's, we're going to do female leggings, and then we're going to do men's shorts, and then men's joggers. I think is probably a good one. So men's like pants, sweats, joggers slash sweats. 3D, men's shorts, men's joggers, and then we're just going to have a general fallback in case somebody didn't browse any of these items. So let's go here, and then men's, you know what, screw that. Let's just make this the general. And then this one is just going to be non-specific to anything, just a general Gymshark promo of photos of anything. That's what we're going to do for this one. Let's make sure this is centered. Cool. And so if somebody browses some leggings, we're going to show them pictures of other girls in leggings. And we're going to say, like, ours leggings are silky smooth. They're perfect for that tough squat set, whatever it may be, something like that. Same thing for like female tops and then male tops as well, and then male shorts. And then the general, it's just going to be our products are the utmost quality. You could have general testimonials, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to return back. Let me add time delays here. Wait 2 days. Wait 2 days. Perfect. Actually, I think I can delete this. Now they meet in the middle, but then we're going to do an urgency, like last chance. We're going to keep this just a general last chance to browse your item. We can't hold this for you any longer. Let's also include some testimonials on the brand. Just if you ever don't know what to put in an email, testimonials are a great thing to fall back on. So we're going to do that, and then we are going to do a split here. So to get people to cross the edge, we're going to do a flash discount of some type, but only to people who haven't purchased in the last 60 days. So if someone is a purchaser in the last 60 days, or you can change this to whatever you want. Sometimes you can do like anybody who's purchased before. Let's actually do that. Made purchase before. So GymShark offers 10% off already on their first order. And so it's no problem if we give a discount to not people who haven't bought before, and that means they haven't used that discount, so we can offer it in the browse abandon flow again. So, but this is going to be a text-based what happened, similar to our welcome flow. Text-based what happened, support offer. So we're going to point them towards support and give them PS, your item's available one more day. Now this gives us an opportunity to make revenue and offer support, give a personal touch from the founder. These work really well. But for this, we're going to do a flash discount, 10% off, and then we're going to do a last chance discount, and then same sort of thing here with the discount. Your discount is available one more day. And then that rounds up the browse abandon flow. This brings us to the cart abandon flow, which is going to be pretty similar to the browse abandon, but a little bit different information. So let's compare them here. So we're a little bit quicker with cart and checkout abandon, how fast we're sending a message. But we don't really need to recommend items because this person went to checkout. They went to cart with their item. So we're just going to keep this as a regular nudge and just be, you left this in your cart. Finish your order. So we might do nudge plus shipping info to get people over the edge. If somebody's over the free shipping threshold, their order's above $100, whatever GymShark's free shipping is, we can tell them you free shipping, and we can do a split right there. But we want to keep this one really simple and just give them just a quick nudge. Hey, finish your order. And then that'll lead us to email 2, which we have as a text-based reminder. Again, you'll see how often we use text-based reminder. We're going to go over the risk reversals in here as well. So this is going to be from the founder. It's going to be, hey, notice you took an item to checkout but didn't purchase. You can sleep comfortably at night knowing that we have purchase protection. You can return your item if you don't like it, whatever it may be, and try to get people to convert that way. That's going to work really well for this that we found. And then we're going to do the same sort of deal here where we're splitting by product. We're going to do these same products and do a promo on that specific style, similar to this. Then we're going to have reviews of that specific product. So we're going to make the same splits. All right, there we go. I just copy and pasted this stuff over, and then we can create these emails now. Alrighty, so I just updated this to have the different categories, and we're just going to do the same sort of info here and photo galleries for the different product categories. Then we're just adding another email here with testimonials for the cart abandon stuff. People are a little bit more interested, so we want to send them like an extra email to really get them over the edge. A lot of people are going to convert off this email and this email, but we're just giving them some specific info here to help with the experience and to help with the conversions and give these people testimonials. And you'll also notice we have one-day splits here. We have somebody's attention. They just went to checkout. We were so close, so we want to make sure that we're aggressive and we're not holding back here. Then we're just going to keep with a general urgency last chance email. Don't need to get crazy here. And then same sort of deal here with the flash discount as browse abandon. Same stuff. Made purchase before. Then we're going to do flash discount 10% off. Last chance discount, text-based what happened. Perfect. This is going to be just fine. We can just do the same content over here as with the cart abandon, and that's everything that you're going to want. All right, so that leads us to the post-purchase flow, which is going to fire after somebody makes a purchase. And so What we're doing in the post-purchase flow is we just want to thank people. We want to get upsells, and then we also want to remove buyer's remorse so that people get excited for their order and they want to come back and possibly get a review at the end. So that's post-purchase flow. It's going to be super simple. We're just going to split based on the number of purchases and give people custom info based on if they are a one-time purchaser, two-time purchaser. So we're going to change this to second purchase, third purchase, and then fourth purchase. I did not come up with this. A lot of it, like, this was not me. This is something that I tested that somebody else said. I can't remember who. But it's a strategy that a lot of people will do, is send custom emails based on the amount of purchases, and just makes things just that much more personalized, where you say, thank you so much for your third purchase with us. It just shows that you care. So these are all text-based emails. If it's green, it's text-based. And so it's going to be from the founder. Heartfelt thank you. Thank you so much for your order. It means the world to us. And we're also going to have a PS upsell here. So we want to add, I don't need to add it here, but just do it. In the footer, just put PS you can add on to your order. We'll try our best to fit it in one shipment. Super easy way to get upsells, increase your average order value. We see like consistent 1 to 2% placed order rates on that. If you just say, thank you, or something like PS, this is my favorite item right now. And a lot of people are just going to go back and be like, should I have gotten that one item? Like, usually people will like buy like 2 items and there's a third item that they kind of wanted, but they was like, I won't get it. Sending this type of email will get them excited and then be like, you know what, screw it, I'll get it. And then they'll buy again. So we want to do that, and then wait another day and say, like, want anything else. Easy upsell email. We're actually going to change this off text-based just so we're not too graphic-based heavy. We're just going to say, want anything else. We're working on your order. So this is going to serve as both an update as, hey, we're working on your order. It's going to ship within 24 hours. So we'll say ships within 24 hours just to update them on their prior order. Just be like, hey, your order's probably out of the warehouse. Do you want anything else? Might as well get 2 shipments in 2 days. Something like that to really get them to buy something else. You'd be surprised how well an email like this does. So I think that'll work well for GymShark. Now, typically what we do is we'll split based on the product and tell them like to get excited or get the most out of like how to do that out of your product. But I don't think we need that for GymShark. And I don't think we need a review because they have reviews and they probably have another program that'll get reviews. So we're going to remove that. And we're going to alter this. We don't really need, like if this was a supplement brand and they're selling like protein powders versus like creatine, like then it would make sense to tell them exactly how to get the most, like take protein powder after your workout versus like take creatine in the morning every day. Like that's the type of stuff you want to know. If somebody's buying leggings and shorts and stuff like that, like we don't need to tell them how to get the most out of their product. And so we're going to leave that as is, or we're going to remove that, I should say. And instead we're going to do like let's do get excited. I think that'll do well. Just get excited. It's almost there. Get excited. And we're going to say get excited and then join our community. So they have a ton of different communities on social media. So we're just going to promote that and get them to like actually feel like they're a part of something. That's probably going to be our best bet here for this email to make them a little bit more excited and make sure that everything is going well for them. And then we have the win back flow, which we're going to have the trigger be somebody placed an order 90 days ago and they haven't bought since. We're going to send a few emails just to try to re-engage them and get them like to purchase back. Now a lot of your retention, especially if we're doing GymShark's emails, it's going to get taken by the campaigns. If we're sending 4 campaigns per week minimum, people are receiving a ton of emails. That's going to take care of a lot of your retention. No matter how cool your cross-sells are, your upsells are in like this sort of flow, if you're just sending somebody a lot of emails, more likely that they're going to, over time, find an item that they like and purchase again. So a lot of your retention is going to be taken care of with your campaigns, but we still do want to have some emails that are directed towards somebody, and we'll try to get them engaged. So this first email, what's going to work really well is just having like, we miss you. It's been a while. Something like that is going to work well, and speak directly to somebody and be like, maybe it has been a while, and they're just like, I haven't gotten some GymShark gear in a while. I'm going to go buy. So we miss you. It's been a while is going to be a good one to do right here that I recommend. And then let's make a text-based email as well. So we're going to wait like 7 days here, like a week later. Are you still interested? I don't think we really need to do that. I like using that for smaller brands because it makes you kind of feel guilty. I think coming from GymShark, that might be weird, but we want to keep it text-based. So let's do something like, rather than like, we miss you, it's been a while. Probably what will work here is still hitting the gym. I think that is good. You can get people to feel bad if like you're not buying gear, so you're not really going to the gym, something like that. Still hitting the gym, and then let's do a PS. Still hitting the gym. It's been a while, so just another reminder. And then PS. Here's my favorite item right now. PSs are going to work really well. And I think that's going to be good. And then now we'll just do a flash discount to these people who haven't bought in a while. We want to make it a little bit better than our acquisition offer. So we'll say take 15% off. Typically, that's what we'd recommend, a little bit better than your acquisition offer. This is optional. You don't have to do this. Some brands really want to do this. So we're going to send 3 emails off the bat for this. We're going to wait 7 days again. And this is going to be take 15% off just because we miss you. And then we're going to have a 15% off reminder, which is going to be, I think we just leave that as a reminder, and then a last chance. It's going to be super simple, just specific to we miss you. Don't have to do anything crazy here. We'll put these 2 days apart, and then we'll be good to go on the win back flow. Again, we could get crazy with our automations, but we're going to be doing that inside of our campaigns and doing a lot of customization there. So that's the win back flow. This leads us to our final flow, which is super easy. This is just going to be a quick email, text-based from the founder, being like, hey, are you still interested in receiving our email? So this is going to trigger for anybody who hasn't opened or clicked an email in 90 days. They just have stopped being engaged. We're just going to say, hey, you're not interested anymore, and then try to get them back into the email list and just say, it's all good. If not, you can unsubscribe here. But if you want to stay on the list, you can click here. Super easy. Anybody who doesn't open that email, we're just going to suppress them and save money on our Klaviyo costs. So this is the full flow strategy that we would be building to start for Gymshark. We'd be adding cross-sells inside the post-purchase flow and the win-back flow as we go. We'd be adding successful campaigns into the flows as we go. And we'd be doing a ton more fun stuff, adding in more campaigns to the welcome flow and then the abandonments, finding what angles work well in the campaigns and applying them to the flows. But this is the flow strategy that we've built out. You can apply this to your brand, do whatever you want. But yeah, I think this is going to be a killer place to start, and this is a great base foundation to start getting some numbers in. So let's go back to the presentation and get to some more juicy stuff. All right, we got through the flow strategy. You can have it here in this doc. It's just linked in a Google Drive. It's too big of a file to attach as like an image directly here, so you can view it there if you want it. So we just completed this section. We already completed this section. Now we want to set the campaign section. So we want to be building out the campaigns. So let's talk about it. What are campaigns? Now, campaigns are the typical newsletters you think of when you think of like email marketing. These are the one-time emails sent to the whole list or a segment of your list at a specific day or time. Something like if you have a sale, sending a sale out to your whole email list, or you have an item back in stock, you send it to your whole email. We recommend 12 to 15 non-discount email campaigns per month, and then have like a 5-to-1 ratio of like content-based emails versus like direct response. And you just want to preserve your brand reputation that way and then engage your audience effectively. And then you can mix in discounts here and there. Wouldn't recommend sending more than 1 per month, just to make sure that you have good value for your brand. And I'd recommend less than 1 per month. If you can do one as low as possible, that is the goal. We want to be able to convert without discounts, so that is part of what I'm going to be teaching you today. So let's review Gymshark's campaign strategy. So I actually have all of their emails pulled up here. There's a website called Milled. You can literally just like spy on what emails are sent, what brands are sending. And this is just going to be sent to like a bot account, so it might not be getting all of the emails because they might not be on the fully engaged list, but you can see like main emails that they're sending. You can see the dates here as well. So May 5th, May 3rd, April 25th, April 14th, April 8th. And we can see like kind of the contents of it. We have a spring clearance, 30% off, attention most wanted, like a bestsellers email, 50% off, discounts, color that goes for everything, little things for big PRs, discounts, all that stuff. And so what that tells me is they are very, very, very strong with discounts. They're doing that often. And what they're doing is those are kind of the only emails that they're sending. So that's what I have here on these notes. We'll first talk about frequency. Right now they're sending about like 2 times per week consistently, just because I'm also on their newsletter, my personal email, and it's about 2 times per week. So we want to up that significantly, especially since they're such a large brand with a very loyal customer base. We want to be doubling that, sending at least 4 per week, even bumping that up to like 7 per week to highly engaged people. We can send emails every day. But for now, we're just going to stick with 4 per week. As far as strategy, what they're currently doing, they are almost exclusively sending like sales emails, back in stock, and kind of like notification-based emails. So what we want to do in our strategy is we want to introduce more educational, community building, and non-discount emails that are going to strengthen the brand, just like view of the brand, and then generate sales without sacrificing margins. So those are the 2 main things. We are just going to up the frequency and then make the strategy more non-discount focused. So one thing that we can also do, and this is for any brand that struggles with content ideas, is to build like recurring campaign themes. And we think that's going to be really effective for this audience in getting people to consistently engage. So we have recurring themes and campaigns that you can repeat like every month, every week, whatever you want to do. Things that can work for like a gym brand like GymShark that I think would work well is something like Monday motivation, or highlighting a certain lift, like how to do a certain lift safely. You could do gym fit inspiration, so like look at this person's gym fit, and then you could do like Transformation Tuesday, a picture of somebody in GymShark where it's like they went from this to this point. Those can kind of be like recurring themes that you can do. You don't need to send this every Monday, maybe like every other Monday. Same sort of thing for this. I think these are great recurring themes that people will come to look forward to and enjoy. So it's part of what we're going to be building out on top of this calendar. So I'm going to be building a calendar with you. But in order to properly create a monthly calendar, you need to like gather the main events from a brand to build your strategy off of it. So what we would do first is we would gather the sale, product launches, and other dates from GymShark for the month of June. That's what we're going to be doing to create the calendar. So we send client forms every month with questions on like dates, being like, do you want to run a sale this month? If so, what dates? Are there any product launches? If so, what dates? Are there any products you want us to focus on? Are there any products you want us to avoid? And so that kind of gives us a baseline of what we're doing when we're building out the calendar so we can balance all the content. So it's just super easy, step by step. Step 1, you want to insert important dates, such as the sales or the launches. They tell us, hey, on June 16th, we are going to be dropping this pair of shorts. Awesome. Then we're going to be able to build our email content around that. So get the important dates. And then 2, you want to add the supplementary content to the important dates. So say for that shorts launch on the 16th, we can add supplementary content like a teaser email on the 15th or the 14th. And then maybe a reminder email a couple of days after that. So that's going to be very important to do, is to add the supplementary content. And then for the remaining space that we have between the main events, we're going to fill campaigns in to have around 3 to 4 campaigns per week with micro topic campaigns. So micro topics, if you haven't heard me talk about them before, they're essentially just little topics of information that you can touch on with your brand. Rather than giving everybody the whole history of everything and just way too much information, giving blogs and essays of information in each email, we want to focus on one tiny little point to really drive it home to the customer, such as like why Gymshark uses this material. Talk about one material and be like, there's a reason we do this, we source it from this area, and just touching on that one thing so that people can take one thing away rather than bombarding them with information. So that's part of what we are going to be building. So we're going to go over to another platform so that we can build this calendar. Alrighty, so here we are. We have a calendar here, just an empty calendar. This is always how we start things off, and then we enter the important dates as I talked about. So important dates that we've gotten from the Gymshark team, theoretically, is we have Father's Day on the 16th, and then we have a swim trunk release on the 6th. So these are the main events that we need to build off of, so that is what we are going to do. So again, step 1, get the important dates. Step 2, get the supplementary content for the important dates. And then step 3, fill in the blanks with any micro topic campaigns that we can do. So that is exactly what we are going to do. So we have this swim trunk release. Let's talk about this one first. So how do we want to do a release for the brand? So typically I like to do either 1 or 2 teasers, and then I like to do 1 or 2 reminders. So that is what we're going to do. I think what we can do here is, instead of creating 2 bold, just like emails that are purely about the swim trunk release, what if we did 1 that was purely about the swim trunk release? And then what if we did 1 that was just like a general summer wear promo, and then like at the bottom you're like, PS, something big is coming, and then like kind of tease it. I think that's what we want to do, because we're able to promote other products and then still tease the swim trunks and then have a strict teaser probably the day before. So I'm going to go on ahead and add that. So there we go. I have a just full teaser where we're actually releasing like what are the styles for the swim trunk. It'll be just, hey, this is dropping tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Grab yours. Make sure to pick out your favorites now so that you can rush to get them. So that's what we're going to do there. And then I think something good here, I think this will be a good spot for, let's send something June 1st where this is about summer summer favorites, just a simple email. Here are the summer favorites to work out. I don't know, tank tops, short shorts, summer vibes, maybe pink colors, bright colors. That's going to be something that we can do for both male and female. So we're actually going to, I think that this is a good, let's send 2 variations where one is to the female list and then one is to the male list. So we're going to send 2 variations. Split by gender, and that's going to be predicted gender from Klaviyo, and we'll have other segments where it's like if somebody's viewed like 3+ products that are in the female category, then we'll add them to that campaign. So I'm gonna have summer favorites here, and then we are also going to add a teaser, tease trunks at bottom, so that we don't need to create a full email with the tease. We are just gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna add a little note here, tease trunks at bottom, just have a little slice for it so that we can do that and we don't have to make a whole email out of it. So we're gonna add that there, just a note for ourselves so that we can have it. I can actually probably make this smaller and then put this here, perfect. And then right here, I think that this is a good time to do our Motivation Monday recurring theme. So this is one thing that we'll do for Gymshark, where it's like every 2 weeks we'll do a Motivation Monday with some quote, something to build the community. They do this sort of thing kind of on social media as well. I think this is going to be something that will always keep the list engaged. So we're going to do Monday Motivation, where it'll have a quote and then promote some products, have a shop now button. Even if we're not hard promoting stuff, if you send just a regular email that's like, hey, work hard in the gym, and you just have a button, there's going to be a certain amount of people who are just going to click the button, and you're going to get automatic traffic to the site. So we're going to do Monday Motivation. I think that's going to be really strong there. This is going to be during like NBA finals, so it could be something NBA related. I think that would be good. So we could do something from an NBA player tied into the finals. People love stuff that's tied to recent events, stuff that's going on in the world, and of course the demographic of like males. A lot of their audience is males. I think that's going to work really well, active males. And so we're going to have that for the 3rd, and then we're going to have a Monday Motivation here as well. We're going to keep this pretty open. But I'm kind of going out of order here. But we have our supplementary content. We have a small teaser here, then we have a full teaser here, and then swim trunk release. We're going to create a full campaign out of this and just say campaign now live swim trunks. So that's perfect. And let's add one more supplementary 1 week later, just being best sellers from recent trunk drop. And we're going to tie this, theme it to summer, make it something fun, where it's not just like, look at this bestseller. It's something like sun's out, guns out. I don't know. Don't skip legs, whatever that is. Ooh. That could be something good that we're doing. But that's good there. We have the supplementary content for the swim trunk drop. So now let's do Father's Day. So for Father's Day, we are likely not getting too many fathers. Probably the majority of this is going to be people wanting to gift their father if their father is an active gym goer. So in order for people to get their product in time, we're going to want to do this before Father's Day and give a few trunks to spare. So actually, a few minutes to spare. So actually, we can make this Father's Day. No, let's actually keep this regular. We can make this whole week Father's Day related and just do this Saturday as a bestsellers for the trunk drop. I like that. Be like, these ones are these ones are out to an early lead, whatever it may be. I think that's good. And then what we're going to do here, I think Transformation Tuesday is going to be a great one for this one as a recurring theme as well. Transformation Tuesday, and then make it father themed. So we are going to show somebody who's a father or an older lad and show them in the gear and then promote Father's Day. That's what we're going to do. And then for this, supplementary to Father's Day, we're going to do Father's Day promo email. So we're going to say something along the lines of gift your father something. If he's a gym goer, he deserves it. Whatever it may be, something like that. That's going to work well. And then we are going to make this, a Father's Day last chance email, so that this is your last chance to order in time for Father's Day. That's going to be good. And then we can do, let's send a Father's Day email, just a note from GymShark. I think that that's going to do really well in terms of just like community building. So note from founder, Father's Day. So he'll say something like, I don't know, I guess he won't lie. Hopefully his dad is a good dad, but something like, my dad has always been this type of person. He raised me to be the person I am today. Fathers, enjoy yourself today. Those emails will always do well for both community building, and then just have a shop now button somewhere in the email. And a lot of people will just click because it's a Sunday. They receive an email. They're like, oh, how nice of this brand. Even if you're not selling anything in the email, people are just going to click. If you have a button, people just will click it. So we're going to do that. We have our Motivation Monday this day, and so now we have our main events, and then we have our supplementary content. Now we have kind of like 2 weeks here where we can add whatever we want. So when I get times like this, and it's like we have a ton of open time, and we want to come up with ideas, this is where I kind of try to think of recent events or stuff that could be going on. So we have the NBA Finals that we covered earlier. There's not much else. We can send something. I think this would actually be really good for community building as well. We can send a Juneteenth email. That's going to be strong as well. We can have a note or feature Black athletes or models. I think that's going to be really good for community building as well. So just something along the lines of just a simple email just saying happy holiday, and take it from there. I think that's going to be a good email to do. And then we're just going to fill in campaigns here for every other day. We want to send 4 times a week. So I'm just going to, without even thinking about it, do this. It looks like for a recurring theme, we have Transformation Tuesday, which we can do right here. We're going to do Transformation Tuesday right there. And then we're all set. Campaign. And then, so we have 4 campaigns that we need to come up with here. One thing that's going to be good as well, which we talked about as a recurring theme, is we can do a like push day inspiration. So we're going to talk about like push day, like if you lift, push is push day. So it's like chest, shoulders, triceps. So you can give some workouts for push day if you want to highlight a specific one. I think we'll just list like a specific push, like 3 sets of bench, 3 sets of dumbbell, whatever it may be. Show some pictures and have a shop now button. People will click it, even though we're not hard selling on them. These actually will convert a lot of times better than your other emails, just because these people are going to be like, hey, they're not trying to hard sell me, and you get a lot of clicks that way. So I think push day inspiration is going to be a good one. Another one that we can do, let's do the gym fit inspiration. So we can say gym fit of the day, and then show somebody rocking a ton of Gymshark, and of course link all the products. So that's something that you can do that works really well for fashion brands, is you just show one outfit, one person wearing one outfit, model or whatever, and then point out each item that they're wearing, and then link each item in the email so that they can shop that one. That's going to work really well. We really like those. So we're actually going to move this here, even though that's not in June. That's okay. That'll be the first. So we have 2 campaigns left here. We have the 27th and then the 29th of June. And so what I really want to make sure that we focus on in this month is, like, even in the emails where it's not the main topic of the email, tying into the season of summer. For fashion brands especially, seasonality is just huge. If you can tie into the season somehow, people just love it, and people always want to have an excuse to like buy different products. And so if you can play into, hey, it's summer, it's time to buy a new thing, people will it'll work well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a campaign here saying a little less corny than this, but sun's out, guns out, something along the lines of that. Where we're not saying sun's out, guns out, because that's a little bit corny. I don't think that would work well for the audience. But something along the lines of the sun is out, you've worked all year to cut, whatever. If you had a summer cut, it's time to show, whatever it is, and promote tank tops. That's going to be a super easy way. And so probably in the email, it'll be something specific to why we use a specific material in our tank tops. But we're going to link a few tank tops and show exactly why they're so effective, the material that we use, and specifically why. That's going to be a good theme there. And then we have this campaign on the 29th, which is coming on the weekend. So we can say for this one, we're actually going to do Monday motivation for here as well. I think every other week is good. One week it's Monday motivation, the other week is Transformation Tuesday. So we're just going to save time doing that. And this one, we are going to do a micro topic. Let's do an influencer testimonial. So they have a ton of influencers, so we'll do something along the lines of, hey, whatever the person, like a testimonial about them, probably they've been using Gymshark for a while and then they became an influencer. So something about their transformation or exactly like why they love Gymshark is going to be very effective. So here is the calendar that we came up with. We have some recurring themes, which people will look forward to. We are playing into Father's Day. We have a new product release, and we're playing into the season of summer throughout. The swim trunk live is going to be well for that. The summer favorites is going to be good for that. And then we have some social proof with influencer testimonial. And then we have like push day inspiration, so building the community and all that stuff. Gym fit, so something that's product focused. And then we're building community and just kind of like celebrating. And so I think that this is a great calendar here for Gymshark, sending every other day. And even if these campaigns perform under average for them, they're going to still have a way better month than they usually do because it's just more content. It's more, you're sending more emails. So this is going to be an effective calendar. So we can use this. I will attach it inside of the document so that you can have it yourself. Alrighty, so now specifically, we are going to be talking about email design. We are going to be going over an old one of their emails and then a new one that I created, which is conversion focused. And so the thing with Gymshark's emails, if you look at them, you can go to milled.com, or if you're subscribed to their email list, they pretty much all look the same. It's just white background, plain black, and that's okay, but it's pretty much just lifestyle photo at the top and then product pictures, product sections at the bottom, and it's kind of lame, and we want to upgrade that. And then obviously there are a ton of conversion-based things that we can update. So that is what we are going to be going over, their old design versus my new design. So the thing with this that we want to talk about, we are focused on conversions here. We want to get as many clicks and as many purchases as possible. So right off the bat, the first thing is they have these buttons right at the top of their email. Now, in theory, you'd think more buttons give people the opportunity to shop these different sections, and yes and no. So when you have it at the top of the email, it is overwhelming people, right? When they open their email, they're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, and it just subconsciously overwhelms people. If you give somebody so many options, they're less likely to click any of them. So we want to make it super easy for them just to be funneled into one option. So rather than put this at the top, we've found it is way more effective to put your navigation buttons in the footer. Because at that point, the person scrolled through the email, they already decided they didn't want to click any of those buttons, maybe they don't want these products, but they are down to shop by category. We give them that option rather than having to scroll back up. They probably forgot. People's attention spans or attention memories are terrible, so just put it in the bottom, and we see a lot of success with buttons in the footers. Like, believe it or not, the footer consistently has like more clicks than like the main email. It's hilarious, but test it yourself and you'll see. So we moved that right in the footer. Then the second thing is last call. I'd like to make that a little bit more obvious because we want to really use urgency here. And the shop now button, I think it can be a lot bigger. The bigger your shop now button is, the easier it is to click. So definitely want to do that. And it just kind of like blends in with this and just being so much going on there. I'd probably, and having the same color, the same background, black box, we want to make that stand out a bit. And it says up to 60% off. Like, that is a juicy deal. Even if it's selected styles only, we want to make that a lot clearer. The first 3 times I looked at this email, I didn't even know what the offer was. It was just like winter sale. What does that mean? Up to 60% off. We want to tell people that right off the bat. So that is what we are going to do. This product section is not even loaded, so a lot of times that can be a problem with your inbox service provider if you're using product feeds. So what we want to do here is we want to create like actual photos and upload it from there rather than using the product feeds. And we want to make these bigger. And the main thing here with these products is people don't know that they can click them. So people are zombies. They're not thinking when they're opening their emails. You literally need to hand a click to them on a silver platter. So we need to make it clear that you can click this, you can shop this specific item and go straight to that product page. So that's exactly what we are going to do and make these a lot bigger. Right now, these are just super small. You can't even really see the product. Like right now, you just see joggers. You can't see how there's like a logo and there's like a pocket on the side. That's something that we want to make sure people are able to see. So those are the main things. And then this button, it can be a lot bigger as well. Bigger buttons, it's always going to be better. So this is the new design, which is much higher converting. Let's see the changes that I made. So first, last call, we made that a lot clearer, like last call, last period call, made that stand out. And we put 60% off right at the top. So it's right in your face. Nobody has any question like, holy cow, up to 60% off. That's ridiculous. So instead of like drowning that out, we made it super clear right here. And then I updated the copy a little bit saying, punish your 2024 goals for standing in your way. Start the year off strong with these selected doorbuster deals. People like buying stuff for the new year. If you can give people an excuse to purchase something, then the better. And so when you can mix in something seasonal, then the better. So I included that, and then look at how massive this button is. You'd have to be blind to miss this button. Even a blind person could click this button. That's how big it is, and it's kind of cool how it blends in with the person like pointing to it, putting a lot of emphasis on that button. It's going to be very easy for someone to click. You'll also notice that the nav buttons have been removed, and they've been moved to the bottom, which we'll talk about in a second. So that's going to be very effective. A lot of people are just going to click this, and that right there is probably going to have more clicks than the whole other version. And then we just labeled these as sale favorites, make it really clear to somebody that these are like the best deals, and we're showing what the deals actually are. Not all of these were 60% off. I went to the site and checked them out, but this one, like $66, we're going to show them how much value they're getting. Rather than getting $66, they're only paying $39. The image is a lot bigger, it's easier to see, and then there's a bigger, clearer Shop Now button, and they can see the different colorways that they want to shop. So it's giving a little bit more information without overwhelming them. Then we have the Crest joggers here, showing the value again, the different colorways, Shop Now button, and then the Heritage Washed Crew here. Same sort of thing, different colors, and then the offer. It's going to be a lot more effective for them, and it's just going to be super clear for them that they can click. And then there's plenty more where that came from. There were a lot of items for the sale, and so just letting people know, plenty more where that came from. And then a big button down at the bottom, Shop All Sale, to where even a blind person could click it. And then you'll see I added the footer buttons here, woman and man, just so you can shop by the different sections, because maybe the person doesn't care about the sale. They know it's going to be only off like clearance items, so they want to just shop regular. You have these buttons at the bottom. So this is going to be a lot higher converting, and a lot of stuff going for them that they didn't have before. So those would be the kind of changes that we would do. Introducing more lifestyle pictures, bringing a little bit more life, adding transitions like this image and did it here, but we added a gradient to make it like flow better, and then having conversion-based stuff like this, adding a little bit more life with the copy here, and then saying just like punish your 2024 goals rather than saying get set for your 2024 goals. Like that's kind of lame. Ours sounds a little better. Punish your 2024 goals for standing in your way. Start the year off strong with these. So lots of improvements here. This is going to convert a lot better for them. So as far as like design direction, like in summary, GymShark's social media is full of personality and includes all sorts of influencers, which really put a face to the name, but their emails are just very, very corporate-y, as you can kind of see, and they don't really have that much personality. So like what kind of message are they sending to their customers when they're not consistent across all their channels? So we want to just have more life and make them higher converting, which of course means larger buttons at the top of the email, so it's clear, the big Shop Now button at the top of the email. We make the offers clear, just like the 60% off, having individual product, call to actions, and then putting the categories in the footer. These are going to go a long ways for the design, on top of just like adding more personality to them and making there more people and influencers in the emails to bring more life to it. Moving right along, we will talk about next steps. So we have built out the strategy, we've built out the acquisition systems for the pop-up forms and sign-up forms. So at that point, it's just, can we bring traffic to the site to get them to see the form? So we have that set up. We have the flow system set up. We know exactly what emails we're going to create. And then we have our campaign calendar and kind of like our strategy and recurring themes going forward so that we know what kind of emails we're putting together. So what are we doing now? So next steps, we are going to be ramping up campaigns. So after getting data from running campaigns 3 to 4 times per week, we would likely ramp up volume to 5 to 6 times per week. So if we would monitor the list's reaction, see if engagement like really takes a plummet, but usually it doesn't. Usually it's going to stay pretty much the same. And potentially we would only send like 5 to 6 emails per week to just hyper engaged segments. So things like people who have opened or clicked an email in the past 30 days, we'll send them 5 to 6 emails a week. And then for people who are in like the last time they engaged was 30 to 60 days or they're less engaging, we'll send them just 3 to 4 times per week. Same emails, but just only sending them 3 to 4 of them. So, but that would be one of the immediate things for a big brand like them. We can start sending 5 to 6 campaigns to their passionate fans. And that right there is going to generate a lot more revenue for them. And then we want to make sure that we're testing a ton in flows. Like I said, the flows that we set up are only the start. They're the start of like a long process of adding more flows, replacing flows, updating the email. So we'd be running 3 A/B tests minimum per week. Things like doing text-based emails versus graphic-based emails, testing different time delays between like the flow emails, product categories versus individual products, like maybe for some emails saying shop men and shop women rather than showing specific products is going to work better. We test different email content, different angles that work well, discount placements, doing long form emails versus short form. All these types of different tests are what we are going to be running. But the most important flow optimization is going to be putting the high performing campaigns and then inserting into flows. That's going to be the biggest thing. If you have a Transformation Tuesday email that performs really well in your campaigns, it's your best performer of the month, you might want to consider adding that to the welcome flow if it works so well, or something like an influencer testimonial. If that one absolutely crushes, let's add it to the welcome flow or the cart abandon flow or the post-purchase flow. That's going to be your biggest kind of like tool in adapting your flows over time. And then of course, report, daily updates, reports on what we're doing, what the results were every Monday, and then monthly stat deep dives so that they know exactly what the numbers are, being completely transparent. So that does it. Thank you for reading, watching. If you're seeing this, you were watching, so I hope you got some value of it. You can apply this to your brand. You can join my newsletter, actionable free tips, content, and guides that a lot of people try to sell you for $497. So make sure you sign up. Tons of free value. You can find me here. This doc will be in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one.